Now we review Jurassic Park Rebirth. They made another one. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I have just seen Jurassic Park Rebirth. Yeah. There's kind of a lot going on in this movie. They've smacked together a bunch of things from other films, but basically, you have ScarJo is a merc, and she's been hired as muscle for a team of medical researchers, I guess, who are going to collect dinosaur DNA. You know, guys, this is already pretty dumb. And then you've got a family of dumbasses who sail their boat too close to the dinosaurs, and instead of becoming dinosaur chow, they wind up stuck with the mercenaries, although they split up for most of the movie. So, yeah, I mean, it would have made more sense if the family and the mercs got split, not into two different groups, but into a group of family and mercs and a group of family and mercs, you know? So that there were those elements constantly functioning throughout. I mean, it's like, yeah, okay. How is this family surviving on an island full of these dangerous, extremely densely packed animals if they don't have any training? If they had a merc leading them, that would make more sense. But then this is an extremely dumb movie, and I'll tell you why it's an extremely dumb movie, is because the island they're on is supposed to be a island of the misfit dinosaurs, the things InGen was making that were too ugly for display. And almost everything here is not too ugly for display. And there's a freaking herd of Titanosauri, and I don't know if you know much, or maybe there's a herd of giant herbivores. I think they're supposed to be Titanosaurus or, what is it, Dreadnoughtus or something like that. But the thing about them is, these animals are so ridiculously large, they would consume tons of food a day. How there would be a large concentration of them on an island is impossible. It's just, how would there be that many? And moreover, why were those things not on display? Then there's a scene where they talk about, like, yeah, what hunts them is carnivorous. Like, nothing hunts those things. That's why they're that big. If Tyrannosaurus went up against Titanosaurus would pretty much step on it. That's how those things are. They're really huge. So the point of them being, they're like elephants. Not a lot of things mess with adult elephants. That's how adult elephants work. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I do recall, like, Jeremy Jahns was complaining there's a dinosaur that the family kind of adopts. And he's like, you know, well, what was wrong with that one? It looks pretty normal. And two, you know, like, isn't that a baby dinosaur? No, that was not a baby dinosaur. That was a full-grown adult. They weigh about 3 pounds, a little over 3 pounds. So, yeah, I mean, you didn't see a lot of ugly, misshapen monster dinosaurs. In fact, the ugliest, most misshapen monster dinosaur you see is, like, Bulbahedosaurus there. I think they call it, like, D-Rex or something. And, I mean, yeah, okay, it's my sister of dinosaurs, but, I mean, dudes still want to bang my sister, so, you know, like, I'm no accounting for taste, and quite frankly, that thing looked awesome. Like, I would totally want to go see that in an environment where it wasn't going to eat me. So, look, probably your biggest problem with this movie is that it's a Jurassic Park film, and Jurassic Park was one of the most awesome movies ever made, you know. This film, the characters are far more bland. Like, the mercs are, like, interchangeable. Didn't care about them. And the family, like, okay, they're differentiated enough because obviously there's, like, a dad, there's a boyfriend, and 2 daughters. So you know who these people are. You know, it's fine. And then it's like ScarJo, terribly underutilized. And they try to make her sexy given what she's wearing. And it's like, you know, well, you get a reasonable amount of, like, butt shots and whatever have you. And some side boobage. It's like, you didn't give her anything to do. You know, I grant people are saying that, like, okay, Scarlett Johansson, she's a little older now. Maybe she's not ridiculously attractive like she used to be. I would have to say that doesn't matter. She's still a very attractive woman. And she deserves better character than that. I mean, even Angelina Jolie was in a few roles where it was like, okay, so this chick is hot and we're not seeing that. But, you know, there's sort of this underlying layer of sexy to a character. And they don't give her a lot of screen time comparatively, although you know it's her because she's kind of the biggest actor in this film. And it's like, but they don't give her anything to do. They don't give her anything to define her. She's got character that's reasonable, but I mean, she's not a strong enough character to be like, okay, we're going to give a trilogy of films with her. No, it's just not like that. And the genetic sample things are freaking huge. Like, I guess you need genetic samples and you're taking them from dinosaurs, but, you know, why would you need that much material? You need, like, a couple of cells. So those things be big and hard to carry around when you could have just had something that, you know, fits on an armband. So there's that. But anyway, so the second biggest problem with this movie is that the dinosaurs seem to change size. Like, you know, that thing that they adopt, it starts off being the size of a mid-sized dog. Not like a huge dog, but a mid to larger sized dog. You know, it's like that. And then it shrinks down to the size of a house cat. And you're like, well, that would be an awesome house cat. I'd love to have that as a house cat. But I mean, wasn't it bigger before, or is that just a different individual? Maybe those things are friendly. If they are, they'd be dead. That's very, very clear. So, you know, that's the second. The third thing is probably just the bland writing. I mean, look, if this were not a Jurassic Park movie, and these people were just hired to go to this island and recover genetic material, I would totally be fine with that. It's kind of a common plot of Jurassic Park. Except for the fact that now dinosaurs are roaming the world, and I don't think any of these species are unique to this island. And if they are, it's just the Titanosaurus. It's not the Quetzalcoatl, because we've seen that in other places. And it's not the Mosasaur, because they're in the frickin' ocean. There's no danger with them. Go in there in a submarine, they can't bite through metal. They might be giant compared to the real ones, but they're still just an animal. They're no more dangerous than a sperm whale. So, you know, this is kind of the problem with this movie, is it's a lot of silly things put together. Although, let's be honest here, this is a really good B-movie. It has some awesome dinosaurs and good special effects. And I believe it was a $180 million budget. It's already made back $380 million. So it's holding water. It is holding water. Jurassic Park Rebirth is certainly holding water. So they're going to make another one. So, you know, I can't say this is a bad movie. I can just say that because it's Jurassic Park, I had higher expectations. Those expectations are kind of dashed. So, you know, this movie, it belongs in the middle of your watch list, upper middle of your watch list. It's really, you know, it's a high-end, it's a blockbuster film. It's a lot of fun, but it's just, you turn your head off, you eat popcorn, and you watch this movie. That's what this movie is made for. It's not supposed to be smart, it's supposed to be entertaining. And entertaining it honestly was. I was never bored. I will say, it's like they could have had a more interesting script, or they could have had a tighter script, but I don't know if it really would have made much of a difference. So yeah, Jurassic Park Rebirth, upper middle of your watch list. It's not crap. It's not a genre-changing picture like Jurassic Park. It's not history-making, but I mean, it's a serviceable movie. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I'm Richard.
Greetings, humanity. I'm Randall the Rat, and I'm here to remind you that, well, you should probably comment, like, and subscribe now. And why? Well, the world isn't all that great, and Random Street Theater here is trying to change it. We do things like have trash removed from the ocean, pay for trees to be planted, and even feed orphans. And you can help. You can comment, like, and subscribe, and it's free. When you think about it, if you don't do those things, well, what are you saying? Are you saying you don't care about the ocean and trees and even orphans? Well, sounds like you're a bad human. And you have a delicious face.